Hello, I'm Lee Diffie from NBC Sports, and welcome to Angel Stadium here in Anaheim, California. There's a lot of interest in what we're going to talk about today as well, and the focal point is Triumph Racing. I want to introduce you to some key people in that. First up is Jeremy Appleton, who is the Global Racing Manager for Triumph Racing. Next to him, Bobby Hewitt. We welcome Bobby back. Bobby's going to serve as the team principal for Triumph Racing. Beside Bobby is Steve Westfall, Scuba, as everybody knows him in the racing world, who will be the team manager. And of course, the GOAT, Ricky Carmichael, who has played a key role and will continue to in this program. But Jeremy, I want to kick it off with you first. And what is the reason for today?
Big day for Triumph. The board at Triumph have invested significantly in bringing an off-road bike to the market. And this team here are going to have a big say in how the success of that bike is in future. Nick Bloor, the CEO of Triumph, is extremely committed to this program. So it's a big milestone to finally get to this point. The structure of the program and the way we're going to roll out, we've chosen to go really a step-by-step approach. So for 2024, when we arrive here in Anaheim, it will be with a 250. And then 25, the idea is that we will bring in the 450 as well. We set out to surround ourselves with the best people. We know the level of competition we're going up against, but we also know that Triumph's engineering credentials are very strong. We needed the experience just to make sure that those credentials could be fully utilized. Certainly not afraid of the challenge, but the whole starting point in building the racing program was to make sure that the people who are going to run our racing program know what it takes to be successful and ultimately to win. So that's why you see these gentlemen sitting next to me.
The commitment to this program is, as I tell everyone, take 20 minutes to research the brand. It's such an iconic brand, and their integrity, their commitment to the program, as you said in the very beginning, you only have one time to have that first impression. And the thing that impressed me the most about Triumph is that they won't make that launch until everything is right. You know, it's not how quick can we get it out. It's when it's right, and that's when we'll go to the market. Spent a lot of time with them. As I said, you know, it's an honor. It's one that if you're in my position or Scuba's or anyone that's associated with this, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You know, we get the opportunity that, you know, everyone dreams about. We get to be part of history. We get to make history. I feel confident with the team and the organization. Everything starts with a solid foundation. When you ask me what makes me excited, that when you do have the testing sessions and we do have test riders riding it, the feedback from them, I mean, at the stage in which we're at, you know, fresh out of the box, their feedback is this bike can win today. And I think that's important because and I've been through this before in previous positions is, you know, new bike, new team, you know, there's always that little bit of, do I want to make that jump? I promise you that when a rider rides it, he's going to know not only can he win on it, but he's going to enjoy riding it.
When I call and I have an idea that may be out in left field or whatever, it's very receptive. And that is all I can ask for. You know, it's not no, and you know, and then the other group of guys that I have and running those ideas, and we all work together very well, and I'm super excited. I can't express that enough.
This whole thing started with Triumph back in 2020, and from the inception of this program, and when they were wanting to get into the off-road market and have an off-road line and model, one thing led to another, and I'll go back to the first time that I was ever able to ride one of their bikes. It was the week before COVID hit, and so that's how long this has been going on. But to kind of echo what Steve has said, what Jeremy has said, what Bobby has said, what is comforting for me to be a partner with Triumph, and I can speak for these guys in this regard, is just how receptive that everyone over in Hinckley is in developing this motorcycle or motorcycles and wanting them to be the best, because we only have one shot at a first impression. The commitment level from Triumph as a manufacturer, this is very, very special to them. They don't just want to be another motorcycle brand out there filling space. They want to be the best, and I've been pleasantly surprised with what they have come with. Before Bobby and Steve and the rest of the crew that we'll announce later have brought to the table, they have done a great job. It's been a nice fresh breath of air, if you will. It's been a fun project, and I go back again to what Bobby said. Working on a project starting from the ground up is something special. I've never been a part of that, and so it's fun for me as well. It's important to say that the DNA of this Triumph motorcycle is 100% built from ground up from Triumph. It's unbelievable. It has its own identity, and I think that's going to play a key role when these things hit the showroom floor, and I think all the riders and the marketplace is going to love it because of that.
We mentioned earlier the significance about being here at Angel Stadium of Anaheim because of what it represents to the beginning of the racing season. And this coming January is the inaugural race in the inaugural season of the SuperMotocross World Championship. You're going to have to wait an additional year for Triumph Racing to be involved in that. But joining Jeremy Appleton is Vice President of Supercross, Dave Prater. Beside Dave is Director of MX Sports, Tim Cotter. And beside Tim is Mike Pelletier, the AMA Director of Racing. Jeremy, I know you've got to wait a year, but that year's going to be worth the wait. But how exciting a proposition of it is for Triumph Racing to be part of something that has been spoken about, wondered about for multiple years. Now it's a reality. SuperMotocross World Championship is here, and you're going to be a part of it sooner rather than later.
That's right, Lee. Thank you. Yes, Triumph is going to be a part of SuperMotocross in 2024. So a hugely exciting day for us. I want to start by thanking Dave, Tim and Mike for all the support they've already given us. To be here is an honour. A1 obviously is very significant for them with the new SuperMotocross World Championship. We're looking 1 year further down the road, but it'll be hugely significant for us.
It's a new era in the Supercross and Motocross world with the SuperMotocross World Championship, and we are extremely excited. We're always looking to evolve and looking toward the future, and a brand as iconic and storied as Triumph, and the fact that they're going to join us in 24 is amazing. Looking toward the future, Triumph racing history goes back. I believe they won the second Isle of Man TT in 1908, and then up until 2022 with the incredible victory at the Daytona 200. So looking forward to it, looking forward to 2024 and the team they've put together. I mean, what better way to start than go out and get the GOAT to be your foundation?
The thought that Triumph is going to come race AMA Pro Motocross is just really, really special. The brand, we're a passion-based business. Our founder, Dave Coombs, his first motorcycle was a Triumph. And the brand globally is a fantastic brand. And the thought that they're going to come racing, not just at AMA Pro Motocross, but Supercross and SuperMotocross.
Yeah, it was really exciting, and anytime we can get a new manufacturer in, that's obviously the goal. But when Triumph called and said we're interested in coming in, the level that they bring, the prestige they bring, the history of racing that they bring, we got excited right away. And it was really unique because they contacted us right away. Instead of saying, here's the motorcycle, here we're coming in 24, they said, let's work together through these couple years and let's try to fit into where we belong. And I have no doubt that they're going to be competitive right away, and we're really excited to have them.
As you can imagine, when you start a motorcycle development program from scratch, everybody's intrigued about the power unit. Everybody's incredibly intrigued about the chassis. How is it going to be? How are the two going to work together? And how is this bike overall going to perform? So joining team principal Bobby Hewitt now, I want to welcome the head of chassis development for Triumph Racing here in the US, Dave Arnold, who is an AMA Hall of Famer. Beside him, we have Dudley Craman, who is the head of powertrain development. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to get through here. And this is a big project, to say the least.
Anyone who knows Dave or his background, I mean, he's in the AMA Hall of Fame for a reason.
this opportunity right now with Triumph, with having a clean sheet of paper, it's very exciting. It's very challenging. It reminds me a lot of in the early days of motocross when we were developing works bikes, and the developments were so big that it almost was a clean sheet of paper every year, every other year. And this rhymes a lot with what we were doing in the 70s and 80s.
For me, it's an exciting challenge. I'd retired from motor racing. I'd spent 52 years in motor racing. And when this challenge came along and the opportunity, I jumped at it. It's an opportunity of a lifetime to learn what it takes to build a championship-winning motorcycle. Could never turn that down.
When putting together this organization, this foundation and everything, obviously having key people that have championship experience. I mean, these two guys have been involved in 3 times the amount of championships I've personally been involved in. But what's so important is you know, throughout the program, having mutual respect for one another, being able to share ideas, and it's really imperative. And the one thing that I want to pat both these guys on the back for is not only their knowledge and their capabilities, but the way that they work together. Because you can be a chassis guy, and here's where I want the chassis, and then you do the powertrain, and one affects the other. And every step along the way, along with the engineers and Triumph and all the support that we have with them, these guys are side by side, shoulder by shoulder, how one thing affects the other, and building this from the ground up and being involved with it. So, like I said in the beginning, to have this amount of experience, the mutual respect and being able to bounce off ideas, you know, either whether from Scuba, myself, Dave, Dudley, it's really, really a unique situation and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I'm very proud to have these guys associated with the program.